This is Dan of Vagabond Buddha. I'm going to show you videos and pictures of Puebla, Mexico, as I discuss why I believe it's one of the best live or retire cheap in paradise locations. But don't write anything down as you listen. Everything I say is in writing at Vagabond Buddha with Google Map links to everything I mention. Just click the link in the notes below this YouTube video to get Puebla, Mexico, retire early, low cost of living. Puebla free old town walking tour, Puebla day tours, Puebla restaurants, Puebla nightlife bar hopping tour, best and cheap places to stay in Puebla, and flights, buses, and trains, and of course Puebla livability factors and cost of living, plus our best travel or retire cheap to paradise locations in the world. This is my Puebla, Mexico, retire early, low cost of living guide. I'm traveling around the world finding the best retire early, low cost of living destinations in paradise. I left the United States in 2007 and I've been to 65 countries. I met Chung Hoi of Hobo Ventures in 2016 in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. She joined me on my travels in the fall of 2017. You should check out her Instagram account. She's fun to follow. We started this tour in October 2017. We have visited England, Mexico, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, and now we are back in Mexico. The first time in Mexico, we visited Tulum and Playa del Carmen. This time in Mexico, we have visited Mexico City, San Miguel de Allende, Guanajuato, Guadalajara, Chapala, Ajijic, Puerto Vallarta, Morelia, Querétaro, Cuernavaca, Taxco, and now Puebla. Please check out our YouTube channel and subscribe. Today I'm writing about Puebla, Mexico. This post includes my cost of living data for Puebla. We have 5 more stops in Mexico before we head to Scotland to see my sister. If you would like to know where we go next, then please follow us. You can either subscribe to vagabondbuddha.com or our YouTube channel. If you'd like to learn how to make money online or how to live internationally, possibly with less money than you spend at home, please grab a free copy of my book. Again, everything that I mentioned that requires you to know something is on the web page. Just click the link below this YouTube video and it's all there. Puebla, Mexico facts. Here are some facts about Puebla, Mexico, including a map to show you where it is in Mexico. Puebla City is 100 kilometers or 62 miles southeast of Mexico City. Founded in 1531 after a Spanish bishop had a dream about angels. Puebla was built between 2 large indigenous cities. Bishop Julian Garces had a dream about a meadow where he would build a city. In the dream, angels descended from heaven and traced out a city. He went searching and found the meadow, 25 kilometers from his monastery. He wrote to the Queen of Spain and received approval to build Puebla de Los Angeles, City of Angels. After Mexico won independence from Spain in 1827, all Spaniards or peninsulares were expelled from Puebla City land. Peninsulares were people born in Spain but living in Mexico. All high offices in the Americas had been held by peninsulares during the Spanish occupation. The Spanish were despised for how they had treated people here. In 1836, the Republic of Texas declared its independence from Mexico. In 1845, while Mexico still claimed the territory of Texas, American troops marched into the territory. When Mexican troops fired on the invading American troops, the U.S. declared war on Mexico. During the Mexican-American War, the USA invaded Mexico at Veracruz after Texas and marched west to capture Mexico City. However, the USA didn't want to keep all of Mexico, so in 1848, the USA offered to return Mexico its sovereignty in return for the Treaty of Hidalgo. Basically, the USA offered Mexico its sovereignty back and $15 million in cash in trade for Texas, California, Arizona, Nevada, Utah, along with parts of Wyoming and Colorado. Mexico didn't really have any choice, so they took the deal. Mexicans living on the land captured by America were given a choice to stay and become American citizens or head south and remain Mexican citizens. During the Mexican-American War, Puebla was possessed by American troops. The American troops left after the Treaty of Hidalgo was signed in 1948. President Benito Juárez's government began enacting the Mexican reform laws in 1855. The reform laws removed the Roman Catholic Church from its role in Mexican government affairs. Mexican conservatives started a revolution trying to protect their title and privilege responsive to the reform laws. Conservatives convinced the French to attack Mexico and install a dictator named Maximilian. Mexico eventually pushed the French out of Mexico and executed Maximilian in 1867. However, during the French invasion, two large battles were fought here in Puebla. Cinco de Mayo is a major celebration in Puebla that commemorates the defeat of the French invaders by Mexican General Ignacio Zaragoza. Puebla was classified as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1987 because of its colonial-era architecture and history. The historic center contains 2,619 monuments distributed across 390 blocks of the city. That makes Puebla the largest classified World Heritage Site in all of the Americas. Puebla is famous for poblano mole, or a chili chocolate sauce, and Talavera pottery. For animal eaters, Puebla is also famous for chiles en nogado. Talavera pottery has been made using the same techniques for over 400 years, making it one of the most important folk arts of Mexico. Talavera tile is used to make facades on buildings as well as kitchen, pottery, and bathroom tile. Puebla Metro is the fourth largest in Mexico at 3.2 million people, with 2.5 million of those people inside city proper. Puebla is a highly respected intellectual mecca with 6 prestigious universities. Puebla's largest source of income is industry. Volkswagen's largest automobile manufacturing plant outside of Germany is here in Puebla. 2,500 automobiles roll off the floor each day, manufactured by 14,000 people here in Puebla. If you book my recommended flights, tours, or accommodations, you'll pay nothing extra, but will earn a small commission. Thanks for doing that. It helps us create these travel guides and to travel. Puebla, free Old Town walking tour and map. Here is the YouTube video of our Puebla free Old Town walking tour. It's on the webpage. Again, just click the link below this video and you'll find all this information, including these other videos that I'm describing. There's also an interactive Google map you can click and use on your smartphone to be guided around Puebla on this Old Town walking tour. I'm not going to talk about the walking tour now, but if you want to watch the video, it has all the information, and if it looks good, you can try it out. Or there's also pictures of each stop, and you can see which ones you would like. It's an interactive map. You could actually remove a few and add a few. Okay, the next thing on the web page after the interactive city tour is the day tours. First, there's guided tours. There's 2 tour companies that we recommend. The first is Viator Tours, and there's a list of example tours here that they're promoting in the Puebla area. And the second is Get Your Guide Tours. And if you click the link, come to the web page, you'll see the various tours that are available guided. And then next there's self-guided or cheap bastard tours. Cholula, Mexico walking tour. Here's our free self-guided day tour of Cholula, Mexico, in case you are a do-it-yourselfer or just cheap like me. First, you take a bus or train from Puebla to Cholula, and the webpage shows you where to catch the bus, and then there's an interactive Google map you can use once you get to Cholula. It's not too far away, about 10 kilometers, and the bus fare is 15 pesos round trip, which is about 75 cents. And again, there's a video here of us, Cheng-Hui and I, taking the tour, so you can see if it looks interesting to you. You can watch the tour, and then there's explanations of each stop on the web page, in addition to the tour video. Again, if you book my recommended flights, tours, or accommodations, you'll pay nothing extra, but we'll earn a small commission. And if you'd like to learn how to make money online or live internationally, get a copy of my ebook. That's also on the web page. Okay, best restaurants in Puebla. 𝐿 de los Poblanos. This restaurant had both of the dishes that Puebla is famous for, both the chocolate chili sauce and the nogada dish that I told you about. And they had these in vegetarian versions. So I'm vegetarian, Cheng-Hui's not, but we ordered both in vegetarian so we could both taste them. This is the highest ranked restaurant here in Puebla for these 2 famous dishes. Our bill turned out to be 650 pesos, including a tip, which is about $33 for 2 people for lunch. Honestly, I haven't spent that much on lunch since we were in London almost a year ago. But we wanted to try both these famous dishes, and they had them both in vegetarian. Cafe Santo Patrono is the next place. This place had fair prices and great food. We ate there twice in one day, in fact. For breakfast, I had huevos rancheros, and Cheng-Hui had a chicken enchilada with the chocolate chili sauce. Then for dinner, we came back, and Cheng-Hui had an excellent salad, and I had another Mexican dish. Both of these meals for both people turned out to be 190 pesos, or 950 US each. So that's a real bargain. Again, both these restaurants are on the webpage with Google links. And then there's a link here, a Metro bar and pool house, where Cheng-Hui had some nice barbecue chicken wings, and I had a nice order of guacamole. And so these 3 are here. We're still here a couple more days. I may add another one here. We'll see. Just go to the webpage and check it out. And then Vagabond Buddhist Kitchen. I prepared about 6 meals at home while we were here in Puebla at our Airbnb place. We shopped at a grocery store, link provided, which was about 2 kilometers. And we used an Uber taxi to get back from it. And then for daily produce, there was a market just 2 blocks from our place. And the Airbnb apartment had a nice kitchen, so we were able to cook. Next on the webpage is the Puebla Nightlife or bar hopping tour. There were 4 stops on this tour. And again, there's a Google Maps walking map. You can click and walk this. And there's video of Cheng-Hui and I taking this tour, so you can see whether or not it looks interesting. And so you just click that and take the tour if it looks good. Finally, Puebla best and cheap hotels. There's 3 hotels listed here, a hostel and an Airbnb. The hotels range in price from about $120 down to about $30, and then the hostel was about $20. Just click the and come to the web page and see those. The Airbnb place where we stayed, this was a house share on Airbnb, and it was $19 a night. And there's also a code here for first-time users of Airbnb to get a discount. Okay, Pueblo flights, buses, and trains. We got here from Cuernavaca. 𝐂𝐎𝐒 found a direct bus from Cuernavaca to Puebla, but there's also links here for buses that we use depending on if you're coming from somewhere else in Mexico. And then there's links to Skyscanner if you're flying to Mexico to come to Puebla. Use this link and you'll get the best prices. We always use the Skyscanner link. And then there's a tip. Yes, tips here like fly on a Tuesday or Wednesday are often if you depart from your home country on those 2 days, you often get the lowest rates on Skyscanner. Okay, so next, Puebla, Mexico, livability factors. Again, all this is on at the link below below this YouTube video. It doesn't make sense to move somewhere that is cheaper to live unless you love it also. We love Puebla. The truth is we love a bunch of places in Mexico. We just love some places more than others. Some places we would like to visit but don't really want to live. Puebla is a place we'd love to visit and would love to live. Here are the factors I use to decide if I want to live somewhere. I call them my livability factors. They include walkability, things to do, internet reliability, weather, social considerations, food choices, expat opportunities, real estate prices, and overall cost of living. Puebla desirability score. First I consider all of my livability factors, and then I set my livability score for each destination as high, medium, or low desirability to live here. Puebla has a high desirability factor. Right now, my personal top 5 places to live or retire cheap in paradise with respect to only Mexico are Puebla, Querétaro, Guanajuato, Puerto Vallarta, and Tulum. But we have 5 more stops in Mexico on this tour. If you'd like to know how they compare to my existing top 5, please subscribe to our YouTube channel or Vagabond Buddha webpage. Okay, walkability. Puebla is totally walkable. I would not need to buy a car if I lived here. I may get an Uber for $2 a few times per month to get my groceries home, but otherwise I would walk or ride a bike. If you'd like to learn how to be a digital nomad, make money online, or how to live internationally, possibly for less money than you spend at home, please grab a free copy of my ebook, which is on the webpage. Internet reliability. The Wi-Fi in our Airbnb was about 4 megabits per second download speed and about 0.6 megabits per second upload speed. There's a link here for speed tests we use. This is the wireless connectivity within our room. I never actually saw the router, so I don't know where it is at this Airbnb location. This worked fine for normal browsing and research, but was aggravating when I tried to upload YouTube videos. This was a single shared router of unknown location. If you have speed requirements, I suggest you rent an entire Airbnb apartment with the router inside the unit where you can plug in with a cable for speed sensitive applications. Overall, I'm sure the internet here is fine because you have some international companies that are going to require it, but just for your own safety, follow that idea of getting your own router. Okay, food. Near Old Town, there's 1 Thai restaurant, 2 Lebanese, several Chinese restaurants, a few French restaurants, a few Brazilian restaurants, a few Argentinian restaurants, and a few Japanese restaurants, and 1 official vegetarian restaurant, although many had dishes they were offering. and a bunch of Italian restaurants. Other than no East Indian food that I could find, the food diversity seemed about normal for a town of this size. If you're enjoying this video, could you please like it, share on social media, comment below, or subscribe? Your interaction will rank us higher in search engines and allow us to compete better in the marketplace, which means we'll be able to bring you more of these free videos. Okay, weather. We came to Puebla on a bus from Cuernavaca. The first thing we noticed was that it was a bit cooler here. I checked the elevation, and indeed it's at about 2,200 meters or 7,200 feet above sea level. The highest elevation, the higher elevation keeps it cooler here. May is the warmest month with an average high of 82 Fahrenheit or 28 Celsius, but it cools down quickly at night at 53 Fahrenheit or 12 Celsius. January is the coolest month with an average low of 41 Fahrenheit or 5 Celsius at night, but it warms up quickly in the day to 73 Fahrenheit or 23 Celsius. The fact that it warms up so nicely during the day in January makes a big difference. The rainy season is June through September, when it rains about 7 inches per month. Things to do. There is live music everywhere in the Old Town area, even some during the day. It felt safe to us to just wander around the Old Town area at night and day. We did stay on streets at night where locals were walking just to be safe, that were well lit, which is most of the Old Town area. The Old Town area has many lights at night. There are more bike lanes here than we have seen in most places in Mexico. The international corporate influence here, Volkswagen, etc., has definitely raised the overall standard of living. The many universities and colleges have created significant intellectual capital here. That can be seen in the diversity of music, food, and the arts. If cross-country skiing is your thing, you're only about 2 hours from the Popocatépetl mountain with a year-round glacier. If you enjoy hiking, there are about 10 hiking trails you can find online around this area. And I'm providing you with a link to the Teatro Principal's playbill for various live entertainment, including classical music, theater, and dance. Social considerations. You'll feel isolated here unless you are willing to learn Spanish, but there are a bunch of groups you can join on meetups, link provided, that seem to have high English-speaking memberships, and the communications are in English. Expat Penetration. Puebla, Mexico has not attracted a large number of American expats, despite being one of the best places to live in Mexico. Americans seem to like to be in groups, so they are more likely to go to places where other Americans are already present. But if you're a little more independent and adventurous and you're willing to learn Spanish, this is definitely one of my top picks for living in Mexico. That said, there is an English-speaking group on Facebook with 801 members, and that's an expat group. Link provided. Real estate. You can get a gorgeous condo with a view of the Old Town area for about $100,000 US. I provided a link here for you to search. I do not recommend buying until you have lived here for at least 2 years. Puebla, Mexico, cost of living. I recommend renting an Airbnb apartment for a few weeks and then looking for a long-term rental once you have your feet on the ground here. These sort of gringo web pages, link provided, can give you an idea of what rents might be, but they are on the high end because they're in English. When you are here on the ground, you will see rental signs on property, and you will find better deals speaking direct with property owners, even if you're doing it with translation applications. My guesstimate is about $500 USD for a nice one-bedroom apartment in the Old Town area of Puebla, Mexico. and I've used that number in my cost of living table. Actually, I use 600, so this is, but it's just an estimate. Okay, cost of living in Puebla, Mexico. This includes accommodations, 2 meals a day, which means you'll maybe cook 1 meal at home or just have snacks. And it includes transportation. There's 3 categories here: low, medium, and high. And according to my estimates, if you were a backpacker type who's going to be eating out of a lot of food carts, you could live potentially on as little as $500 per month by staying in a hostel at about $9 per night, and buying from food carts and 1 or 2 nice meals per month in nice restaurants, and then a few neighborhood meals per month also. And then on the high end, closer to about $1,000 a month. And that would be staying in a 1-bedroom apartment and eating in more neighborhood type restaurants and some high-end restaurants. Okay, so the above table is just my notes from my time here. You can read the table on the web page I've mentioned. The above numbers are for 1 person and do not include alcohol, tours, or extras. I do not guarantee these prices for anyone. They're just my notes from my time here. For more information about how the cost of living monthly multiplier table works, please visit the link I'm providing to read about it. Please subscribe here or on YouTube if you'd like to receive the cost of living estimates for our next Mexico stops and other parts of the world. We're heading to our next city in the morning. Are you curious where it will be? Please book using the links we provide on the webpage for flights, tours, and accommodations. You'll pay nothing extra, but will earn a small commission. That will allow us to keep making these travel guides, walking maps, and whatnot for you. Thanks for watching this video, especially if you're still here all the way at the end. If you'd like to learn how to live internationally or make money online, please grab a free copy of my ebook. Just click the link in the YouTube notes below this video. Contact us if you'd like to collaborate with us on social media. This is Dan of Vagabond Buddha. Thanks for stopping by. The world is your home. What time will you be home for dinner?